Today I took 4 trades. Took 2 losers and 1 break even, and then a 1 winner. And it was all on the same setup. I think this one was a little bit early, and this one was also early. I could have been a little bit more patient on this one. Then I think this one was decent, but it didn't work out. And then I was going to be done for the day, but this one looked really, really good, so I decided to go for one last try. And thankfully it worked out. So TPO is overlapping higher today. Also slightly higher on CPR and very narrow, and slightly overlapping lower on cams. So not much to take away from there, but we were opening inside this high volume node here, where we're between this high volume node ledge and this upper high volume node ledge from 7569 to 7581 area. And then we're also opening between supply and demand here. So we're this high volume node lined up with the supply, or the ledges lined up with the supply, and this demand here. So my thesis was that it would stay in between this high volume node, and that I would play the extremes of it. Especially today's open was inside value, inside range, inside H3L3. So this value area high level aligned with the high volume node ledge. So I wanted to short that area, which was also H3. So I wanted to short this 63 to 71 area. If not, and it goes further, I wanted to see if I can short the supply zone, which also aligned with this 7581 high volume node ledge, which is right here. So if I consider this one node, then that's the ledge there. It's a deeper low volume node than this one, so I liked it, and supply was right there, so I thought it was good confluence and levels. I'm trying to really put emphasis on levels that have confluences with other levels. So H4 was right there. I mean, technically we weren't opening above H3, but H4 was there. There was the ledge, high volume node ledge, and then supply, and also yesterday's high. So I want to short this area, short that area, or long this value area low, long L3, or long this demand and high volume node ledge. So that was kind of my plan. And now market opens inside value and starts rallying, and it looks pretty bullish from the start here. So I'm looking to short H3 initially at 63 or so up till 71, and I'm looking at it, but a delta divergence bullish on the 20 range chart, huge amount of sellers. Doesn't get that much movement on price. Again, sellers coming in, but price is actually just going up. So, and then another delta divergence forms on the 2-minute. So it looked pretty bullish. I was like, I want to short here, but honestly, it looks pretty bullish. Once again, delta divergence on the 2-minute forms, delta divergence on the 20 range. So all these dips are getting bought. All these aggressive sellers are coming in, but not getting rewarded. 1-minute delta divergence there. So even if it did sell off, I kind of wanted to enter, but I just couldn't because it was breaking lows on CVD and not breaking lows at all on price. And I didn't really see any P shape or nothing really. So there was a bit of a sell-off right at my level, but I just didn't feel comfortable taking it short because I just didn't see much confirmation. And I didn't want to FOMO in because it was just selling off. So I'm waiting for more confirmation. But again, at this level, the same level that formed delta divergence earlier, forms another delta divergence here, forms a POC at the lows here, buying bounces come in, and it rallies again. Again, CVD hidden divergence here. All the confirmations are looking bullish here. Again, negative 386 delta, but positive candle now. 1-minute delta divergence, 2-minute delta divergence here. Just everything looks bullish. So I pretty much give up trying to short at this level around 75, 71. And I just let it go. Yeah, I just couldn't find any confirmation. So, which is good. I think that's why I didn't take it, and that's a good thing I didn't take it. But as it comes up to 75.82, just around that supply zone and that high volume node ledge here, I see a nice delta divergence on the 20 range with the POC at the highs and kind of a P shape here. Yeah, so it's kind of a P shape here, POC at the highs here, bunch of buying delta over here. And because it's been uptrending and because I've seen so many dips getting bought up this whole morning, I wanted to have kind of a retest into the P shape before I take a position. So I didn't take a position just off of that, but it did come into that P shape again and then started rejecting. So I thought that was pretty good. In hindsight, maybe I should have waited for proof of sellers before I entered. Maybe a huge sell off and then come back and then form that higher low. And that's how I should have entered it probably. But I thought this test into the P shape was decent enough, so I entered it here. We'll have to stop above here. And it didn't really go that far. Bought right back up. Yeah, came back down, but nothing. There's not much going on. CVD hidden divergence, 1 minute delta divergence, bullish confirmations again, and then just rallied straight up. So yes, maybe I should have been more patient here. But yeah, I took a loss on that one. And then we're still inside the supply zone, so I'm still looking for shorts here. And what I see is this big high volume shooting star. And it's a beautiful looking shooting star. I really like it. And again, we are, even on my first trade, we have this confirmation of it broke above the highs here, but RSI did not break above the highs. It's a RSI normal divergence. So that I had the context of that going inside supply with that high volume node ledge area at H4, high volume shooting star 3 minute, and then it forms a high volume shooting star on the 5 minute also, which I really liked. So I cannot take it just off of that. I needed some confirmation, so I'm waiting for some sort of tape confirmations here. And I get something after this, a little bit of a sell-off here. So around 91 or so. Forms that high volume shooting stars and then starts selling off. But I don't want to take it right off the bat. I wanted to come back and form a higher, lower high. So I thought maybe this could be a lower high, but I wanted something more legitimate, like maybe on the 1 minute or so. And then I saw this bullish delta divergence, so I said maybe not. But I wanted to kind of break above these highs here and then reject. So now it does. And then it's rejecting. And I see this 1 minute delta divergence. And then I see this 2 minute delta divergence forming. And also this 20 range delta divergence. So this could be the swing high, right? So that was kind of the thesis here in my entry. And maybe, honestly, I should probably have been more patient on this one. But I saw the 1 minute close and I just entered because I wanted a tighter stop here. So before the 5-point candle closes, I wanted to make it a bit of a tighter stop so that I can put my stop up here. But that did not work out because it didn't close as a delta divergence on the 20 range, and it barely closed as a delta divergence on the 2 minute. And it kind of forms a B shape here and then starts going back up. So now this looks like a bullish candle on the 20 range and it closes that way. So yes, technically 2 minute closes as a delta divergence, but it never got through this B shape and then just stopped me out. I honestly thought about extending my stop up to here, but that would have been, what, 86 was my entry, so maybe an 8-point risk. Maybe that would have been better, honestly. But I had my stop up here and took a loss. But I'm still looking at it because I really like this 3 minute high volume hammer, or shooting star, and 5 minute high volume shooting star. And I'm still looking at it, and I see the 1 minute now forming a clear delta divergence, or CVD hidden divergence here. Almost breaking the highs now, but price is not breaking the highs. Another delta divergence bearish forms on the 20 range chart with the POC at the highs. I like that. Another 1 minute delta divergence formed here. So CVD divergence for sure. I kind of like it. And then I think there was one more. Yes, it was just a 20 range delta divergence. So I saw that form and saw that make that lower high potentially. And the 1 minute delta divergence form again, and I went in again with the stop above here. And this one actually worked out a little bit for about 1.5 R. And it sells off, breaks the lows here, but doesn't sustain itself. So it forms a giant P shape, I think, or a B shape. And then buying imbalances start coming in, POC at the lows, and then a big delta divergence forms on the 2 minute chart. So I don't want to take a risk on that, especially after it broke the lows. If it's getting bought up like that, I really didn't want to hold that like that. So yeah, that was a big, giant, high volume hammer there. So I didn't want to take that risk at yesterday high, so decided to just take it off at break even. I was about 2 points away from 2R. And from the way that everything was getting bought up, all the dips were getting bought up, I just didn't want to take it to full stop loss there. And then I was going to be pretty much done for the day. I honestly exported all my trades and I was going to journal and stuff, but then I saw it come back up to the highs here. Still hasn't broken the high volume shooting star here. Forms a lower high and then starts selling off. So here once again, a nice shooting star candle on the 20 range chart with the POC at the highs. Honestly, at this point, I'm not very interested in it. I think it's just going to go up. So I'm like, oh yeah, it's just going to break the highs now. But then it comes back up to this P shape and then rejects again on delta divergence on the 20 range and delta divergence on the 2 minute. And so I'm like, maybe there's something to it. So I'm kind of watching it now. And then it kind of sells off from here. Delta divergence on the 2 minute still. And I honestly felt like I had, I didn't catch an entry. I thought it was too late for me to enter here because the stop would now be about 10 points. And I don't want to risk 10 points on a thesis that I've taken essentially 3 losses on. So I'm just kind of watching here. And then it comes back. And when it comes back, it forms like a little swing high there. And then forms another 2 minute delta divergence here. And then the other thing is that on the 1 minute, it forms a nice delta divergence. So I kind of like it. Delta divergence here. We're still within the supply zone and the high volume node ledge, and we still have RSI normal divergence. We still have the shooting star, high volume shooting stars, and it didn't break the highs yet. It's coming back and forming a little bit of a swing high after this delta divergence on the 20 range. And it formed a 2 minute delta divergence, and now it's forming another 2 minute delta divergence, going up and testing the swing highs again, and then forming another CVD hidden divergence with delta divergences on the 1 minute. There were just a lot of good confirmations. So I said, I feel like I have to try it because I'm seeing very good confirmations. And so I haven't taken 3 losses yet. So I decided to just try it out because I really had good confirmations. CVD hidden divergence again, another delta divergence on the 1 minute, and now delta divergence forming on the 2 minute over there. So I entered here with a stop above here. So above, about 89.5. Yeah, so from there, that was pretty much the perfect entry because from there, it sold off pretty heavily. Broke the lows there. Seemed like it was going to bounce again. So I put my stop at break even here. Came within 1 tick of stopping me out. Yeah, I had my stop at 84.25, and it came right up to 84.25. Yeah, although it didn't hit 2R yet, I didn't want to have it bounce here again. And again, I'm in the context of every dip getting bought so far, so I just put a stop. I put my stop at break even. Honestly, this could have ended pretty horribly because I could have gone out to the tick and then I could have sold off. But at the time, I thought it was a good idea to protect myself here because it has broken the lows here, and now it's getting bought up again on Delta Divergence bullish. Not a good sign. So put at break even. Luckily, I don't get stopped out at break even here by a tick. And then it goes down and hits my target. Yeah, big sell off here. And then hits my target. So decent trade. And then it goes down further. There's a little consolidation here where I took my target, took it off at my target, and then big sell off again. And so yeah, thesis was good. The supply zone and this high volume no ledge was a good level. Good confluence too. It eventually worked out. I think this was too early. I think that one was also too early. I think this one was decent. But I could have had it better if I just had my stop above the highs here. But either way, two early trades. One decent one that I took a break even on, and then one that finally worked out. So, yeah, the last trade kind of saved the day here. I really thought I was gonna end the day red, but the supply zone came through.